Hello everyone, I just want to quickly say before I start explaining that I will be working on Procreate, but if you have any basic experiences with any drawing programs, you should be able to follow along on like Ibis Paint or any other drawing program. So I'm starting with creating a square canvas which is 3000 pixels to 3000 pixels. And first I'm just grabbing black color and some simple sketching brush, and I'm gonna do a rough sketch just to define the shape of the eye. Sometimes I wish that you were mine. So in the rough sketch I already included the eyelid, the eyeliner, inner corner, waterline and the under eye area, but later on I realized that the waterline is a bit too thick, so if you're following along just make it a little thinner and it should be okay. So after that, make a new layer and lower the opacity of the rough sketch so you can make a clean sketch above it. Now you can delete the layer with rough sketch as you're not gonna need it anymore. And also lower the opacity of the layer with the clean sketch, and if you want to you can make a new layer, drag it below the sketch and just drop some skin color on so you don't have the white canvas. Make a new layer above the skin color so it will be between the skin color layer and the sketch layer, and you're gonna fill the whites of the eye. So make sure to not use white, it should be more like a grayish or reddish. If you use white you're not gonna be able to make highlights later and it's gonna look kinda weird. To color the inner corner, just click on the layer and select alpha lock, and that will make sure that you're not gonna draw anywhere around it, and I used like an orangey color to do that. For the iris, just create a new layer again. I do this with everything, it's not necessary, but I find that everything is easier that way, and just make a black circle. Then fill up the circle with black color. Even if you want to do like blue eyes, just start with the black so you can have those dark edges. New layer, and this is what you would choose your eye color. I'm gonna be doing gray, so I'm doing just a dark gray circle. And I will fill it up with the same color again. Move it a little to make sure it's in the middle, and it's a smaller circle than the black one. And after that, clip this layer to the black circle and use Gaussian blur to blur it a bit. I hope I pronounced it right. After that, go back to the layer with the black circle and also blur it a bit. You're gonna make a new layer again. We're gonna be hearing this a lot in this video. And this layer is above the gray, and you're just gonna make a small black circle in the middle of the iris. And blur that one as well. Make another layer, and this one is between the gray and the pupil that we just made, and set the layer to add, which will make the colors shine, and just slightly airbrush the bottom of the iris with gray or any color that you chose for the eye color. New layer above the one that we just made, and you're gonna draw thin black lines on the iris. Go back to the add layer, select the color from the lighter part of the iris and just do the same with the thin lines. Now you can finally merge all the iris layers together and clip them to the whites of the eye. Make a new layer again, and you're gonna draw a few black lines on the bottom of the eye, and then using a smudge tool you're gonna blend them to create a shadow. And now for the top shadow, I use like a flat brush on low opacity, and I just follow the shape of the eye. Erase the excess lines, and with a smudge tool just slightly blur the edge of the shadow. Another layer, and this time we're gonna make the eyeliner. I need to be with you. Kiss my lips, I'm fading slowly. Never had someone to hold me. When you do, could this be true? I'm melting in this. Grab the smudge tool again and slightly blend the bottom of the eyeliner so it can blend with the shadow. I started doing that just recently and I think it makes a huge difference. I'm gonna put side to side pictures here. On a new layer we will make the eyelashes, and I usually start with bottom lashes because I find them easier, but honestly I don't have any good tips on how to make eyelashes. I still struggle with them, really. So for the bottom lashes, I just figure out that it works when I do like sets of 2 lashes next to each other. And for the top lashes, I don't really know, I just somehow do them. If you can give me any tips, that would be very helpful. Make another layer under the lashes, and that will be for some small highlights. So what I do is I just choose a white color and make like a small dot somewhere in this area, and then a line following the circular shape of the iris. And I make it most intense in like the middle, so it looks good from far away. That's kind of why you see me zoom out a lot, because I'm like checking if it looks good when you zoom out. And then I also pick this brush that is like a little dots. If you're in Ibis Paint, the best brush for this is Dip and Bleed, and you're just gonna make these dots around the edges of the eye. Then go back to the skin color and make a new layer above it, and choose color that's like brown, reddish, very dark, and make a line following the crease of the eyelid. Again, make a new layer under the one that we just made and above the skin color, and this is for the main shading. So what I do is I just choose a little bit lighter color that we just had, and I draw a few blocks on the edges. So keep in mind that eyeball is a sphere, so it should be darker on the edges and lighter in the middle. After that, grab the smudge tool and just blend it until it's smooth. Blending takes time, so don't rush it. I was blending it for a whole minute and a half, and I feel like it requires some experience. I was struggling with that a lot, I hated it, but I feel like you really just need a good smudge brush for that. I use my own that I made. I will be selling my brushes, so if you're interested in that, I will let y'all know when they are available. But I feel like airbrushes are pretty good for smudging, but it may really take some time to find a good brush and learn how to do this correctly. I mean, I still don't have it exactly as smooth as I would like it to be, but it's manageable, it's fine. Jump back to the layer with the eye crease and blend it as well. And I don't really know how to explain the motions that I'm doing, but luckily you can see them on the screen. At this point you can hide the sketch layer so you can see your artwork better. And as you can see, I was just fixing a few things to make it look more clean. Now I made a new layer because I just do it automatically, but you can go to the layer with the crease and with a light skin color just fill up the area in the waterline. And like I said, I did it too thick, so hopefully you did it thinner, because mine looks kind of weird, but it's fine. Next step is optional. I went back to the layer with eyelashes, and using the same color for the waterline, I made small eyelashes into the existing ones. I saw a few artworks with this, and I don't know, I just like it for some reason. So you can do this, you don't have to do it, that's up to you. Here I just did some fixing again because I wasn't happy with the eyeliner, so I blended the upper part of it as well, and the crease still felt kinda light, so I added dark color to it and blended it as well. Then you see me make a new layer and drag it below the layer with the shadows, which was wrong, so don't follow me on this step, and make that layer under the whites of the eye. And this is for highlights. I chose just white color for it. I made the lines where it should be highlighted. You can see where I did them, so I shouldn't be explaining this, right? Anyway, you see that I made another layer to fix my mistakes, but you should have all of those highlights on that one that is below the eyeball, whites of the eye, whatever. And of course, after that, just blend them a little. Now for, in my opinion, the most satisfying part, we're gonna make a highlight. So make a new layer above the lashes and set it to add, which will make it shine. And using the white color, make a thick line in the middle of the eyeball and do it on like a lower opacity, because it will be very intense if you don't. If it's not directly in the middle, you can always move it, so don't worry about that. And after that, use an eraser and very thin and make like these erased lines in it. You can follow me directly in the video. I don't know how to explain it. I just kind of do it randomly. If it still looks too intense, you can lower the opacity of the layer. And then I went to this icon and to liquify, and you have to have it set on push. And I just kind of resized it because it wasn't really in the shape that I wanted. And then I also used the eraser to clean it up. And now for our final step, just create a new layer that is set to add, and using the skin color, make a few lines to highlight the rest, just like you see me doing, and of course again blend it with the smudge tool. If you would like this in written form, I actually made a step-by-step PDF guide that you can download from the link in the description. It's for free, don't worry. And you also have a screenshot of the layers in there, so that could be helpful. And if you draw and I'm following my tutorial, you can post it on Instagram and tag me. You can also follow me on Instagram if you want to. Leave a like if you like the video, subscribe if you want to, and I hope I'll see you in the next one. Bye!